All right, folks. So here we're gonna look at cleaning up a second-hand machine we bought, and it's a white um, model number 1266. So it's a bit older, but sometimes when you're picking up a machine, you might find you need to clean it up a bit. So we have done some cleaning on this already, and we'll show you some ways we did that. But one thing is that just a couple things before we start. So we'll go through some of the tools, but one thing as you're doing all this kind of thing, again, it is a piece of electronic equipment and it has some powerful motors in there. So one thing is to make sure that you don't plug it in. So make sure that you leave it unplugged, otherwise it can be very dangerous for yourself. And the other thing that you want to do is to actually take off the foot and take the needle out. So as you're doing that, one thing you might want to have is actually one of these handy dandy little trays that actually is a bit magnetic. So if you actually, it'll hold on to all your metal pieces, and you can see that it'll actually not dump anything out. It actually keeps them stuck. It actually, as you're undoing some screws and stuff, it makes sure you don't lose them. So in addition to that, a few things you might want is a bit of some rags and brushes. So you don't want too much water again, but you might find if it's grimy or something, using having a damp rag might be useful on the outside. Then you might want another clean shop rag. Again, these shop rags are actually useful. They're a little bit tougher than paper towels and so on, but they work pretty good. Just to get in between crevices and stuff too, a couple things, you might want a couple brushes. So just an old toothbrush is one, but then also just another cleaning brush to wipe off some pieces. But if you need to scrub a little bit more, the toothbrush can be useful. You also have a pipe cleaner. This helps you get in between some crevices and kind of things you can't necessarily get at with the rag. And then also a couple tools. Just you might have a screwdriver that comes with the sewing machine to help get through parts. But also just having your own screwdriver can be useful instead of using that. It's not always as convenient. But then, yeah, you might want to apply some oil in parts if you find it needs it. Just some things as you're opening things up and doing some maintenance. And then an air canister too to help blow stuff out. Again, when you can't quite wipe it away or scrub it out and get things out of the way. So just to show you kind of what can be effective is that if you look at a pipe cleaner we've already been using, you can see how it actually is pretty effective at getting some of that stuff out. So even if you use the rag and so on. So yeah, that's some of the tools and equipment you might want when you're doing this. And again, remember to not have the needle in and to make sure that you keep everything unplugged.